Hi, Karen from Quantum Heart Awakening. Today we are going to do a divine masculine check-in. So this is the second time I'm recording this. The first time I started, I was 2 minutes in and my throat completely closed. It got dry, it got scratchy and completely closed. I couldn't even speak. So I just know. Oh my God. I just noticed we have speak your truth here, express yourself. I'll get into that later. Let's just start the reading and see where we go. I'm just giggling because this just journey always amazes me. Spirit amazes me. And spiritual intervention in 3D amazes me. Okay, I'm done rambling. Let's reflect on where we've come from with the divine masculines. Divine masculines have been working so diligently and been so committed to evaluating and creating and building a future for self and other. They've been working on what is their firm foundation, right? This is a message that's been coming up for months now. We have the new life card. Boom. There is a new life, divine masculines, trying to work its way into your consciousness, but you may be thinking a little bit too hard about it for it to come in. There's something here about being a little bit too rigid. It's so interesting. On this thinker card, it's a 44 card. And for some reason, I looked at those two fours and I just saw like two soldiers standing shoulder to shoulder, like standing guard. A very like stern, strict. I don't know why. I've never seen images in numbers before, but hey, we have new gifts arriving every day, right? This is where we are on the planet. It's pretty cool. Okay, so again, masculines, be mindful of your thinking. It may be time to put down some of that rumination, right? To commit to the longings of your heart. It's time to give your heart a seat at the table to access a more robust wholeness. I was talking to my Zen friend the other day, and something that came out was I asked her, I said, isn't it interesting that the words that people describe wine are the same words that we could describe consciousness? You know, they talk about consciousness and the soul work, but, you know, think about wine tasters who are really know their stuff, and they kind of drop into this otherworldly realm of sensorial experience, and they're all of their senses are devoted to the taste of this wine, to the chew. Does it have legs? Are there tannins? And all of these words, this robust, full-bodied. Isn't it interesting that all these beautiful, beautiful descriptors can also be used to describe the soul on this path, right? We want to have a robust soul, a full-bodied experience on this path of consciousness. So divine masculines, there might be something here about it may be time to slow down. It's interesting because I actually pulled these 3 cards as the primary, and it just didn't feel like the right place to start. So I actually just put them aside. And this actually feels, again, like a more robust reading because we can see what's happening, what wants to move through, and where you're being called to. So I will go to these 3 cards next. We have the crumbling. We have play and the Council of Light. Now, some of these cards, play has definitely come up because I did that whole play and sacred play and sovereignty reading. And then the crumbling, what are you clinging to? This just came up. I can't remember when, but I remember the image of that kind of those massive doors opening and being called to cross this next threshold. So divine masculines, what would have to crumble? What would you have to let go of to allow this new life, to allow the wisdom of your heart to come forward? That's not a small question, so I'm going to kind of say it again. What would you have to let go of for your heart's truth to express itself? Then we have this beautiful play card. Have fun, celebrate, don't be too serious. It's sometimes really hard for masculines to put down the weight of the world that they're carrying for themselves, for their families, for the children, for their partners, for work. They have a lot of weight on their shoulders. So masculines, is there something that you can do to just bring 10% more sweetness and silliness and lightness to your life? Is there something you can do that immediately takes you out of that density? Is there a song you could play? Can you dance with your kids in the morning? Can you read a poem that always brings you back to your heart? Is there something that you can do that would help relieve the pressure in this bubble a little bit? It doesn't have to be, you put down all your burdens and you turn away from all your work. It's not that extreme. Just 10% would, through the law of accumulation, that 10% will grow, right? Excuse me. Then we have the Council of Light. Let's see. Divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. It's funny. Where is it? I just saw it. Hold on. We have had this ongoing narrative with divine masculines that are struggling to trust in spirit, that are struggling to trust in the divine, in the idea that greater things have their back, that the universe is fully supporting them. So again, I attributed this to the masculine energy struggling to embrace their inner feminine, right? The feminine energy is the portal to the divine. We get the wisdom first. So there's something here about, again, calling in your inner feminine. I mean, this is insane. We have, is this on camera? Let me put them all together. Hold on. And then where's the other one? I had a third one. I can't remember. So it's interesting. We have this Council of Light, so helpers in the soul realms. And then in the unconscious, we have this silver card, Goddess and Insight, and we have the Shaman card. I'm going to read the Shaman card, reminding everyone this was in the unconscious. This is what's been pushed into the shadows. You are the creator and... Sorry, I'm shaking everything. Forgive me. You are the creator and magician. Use your gifts for good. There is power in your wisdom and words. Connect with the elemental spirits and glide through the void. Claim your place as a keeper of the mysteries. So again, this is a message to me about masculines not embracing their inner feminine power, their inner intuitive goddess, this shamanic elder, this way shower, this light bringer. There's something here about masculines being called to deeply integrate this feminine light worker. Oh, here's the other one. We also have the Angels card in reverse. It's support and guidance. And I remember this specifically came up in reverse in the twin flame reading, because I remember saying that these 3 spirals within this upside down heart was like a chalice poured upside down, and a chalice upside down cannot possibly hold anything, right? So there's something about by masculines turning away from source and spirit, your cup is emptied. There's something here about valuing this work enough to understand the repercussions of what it actually is meaning for your life. Okay, I'm going to move on from that. I could say a lot more, but let's keep it moving. Okay, I guess it's not going to let me move on. There's this other angle, divine masculines, around, it's not just about integrating your inner feminine, it's actually kneeling at her feet. Kneeling at the feet like you would at the feet of a grandmother while she's telling her grandchildren stories. This act is what is going to allow you to see clearly. This act is what will allow you to receive the generous nature of spirit and the generous gifts from spirit. You're being called to deep dive into this. This entire process of this deep, deep integration of your inner feminine is how you will initiate your alchemical process of turning knowledge and experience into wisdom that will fuel and feed this new life. But you have to be loyal to your heart's truth. You have to allow your heart to speak and voice its truth and its authentic discernment, because that is what's meant to guide you. You know, I never noticed it before, but on this loyal heart card, and we have these two owls with the crowns, right above them is this kind of banner of flags. I never realized, but there's two keys hanging on the banner, allowing this love, this deep love affair to take place between your inner feminine and yourself. This is the dream alchemical goal. This is what will unlock this next level of your journey, of your mission, of your purpose. You are breathing life into this cosmic consciousness. You are accessing this higher awareness and increasing your frequency, which, oh God, I just realized we have open your heart here. You are accessing this higher conscious awareness, increasing your frequency, which will allow you to open your heart and access even more truth, bring more truth to the table, access more discernment, more intuition. This will allow you to set authentic, legitimate, loving boundaries around that which is going to support your new life. If you can't identify your actual boundaries because you're leaving a part of your truth out of the equation, then the boundaries you're setting aren't going to have any effect on what you're trying to do, right? There's going to be no oomph behind it. So it makes sense that this new life has been withheld from coming into your consciousness because you are essentially, or have been, abandoning and rejecting a piece of self. Wow. Oh God, I didn't even see this. This is wild. Right here in the unconscious, we have the high priestess expanding consciousness. Right. Until you bring your inner high priestess into the light, your consciousness will be limited. You will have a cap on your expansion abilities. You will not be able to expand past a certain point. And this makes sense why you may be stuck in thinking and the rumination and the cyclical rigmarole of this journey. Oh my God, these messages are so specific and they keep repeating. It just, I've been doing this for only a few years. I've been called to, or specifically to use Oracle and this divination tool, maybe a total of 6 years ago. But really, it's only been in the last 2 years that these gifts have been screaming at me. So it just, forgive my awe and wonder as I marvel at this wild journey, because I'm also coming into relationship with it as you are as well. And it just really makes me happy. Okay. Anyway, so what I just noticed that prompted that is we have the loyal heart card. I've been talking about this. What's so fascinating is in the unconscious, we have this dog spirit. Be loyal to what you love. It's like, I can't make this stuff up. I really can't make this stuff up. And with that, hold on, where is it? Let me find it. For some reason, I see the lion spirit and the dog spirit going hand in hand. The lion spirit says, be generous of spirit. Dog spirit is be loyal to what you love. And what's interesting is numerically, they both reduce to a 10, which is the, number of endings, completions, and new beginnings. So again, divine masculines, be loyal to what you love. This is what will unlock this next chapter. This is what will illuminate your true, authentic path. This is what will allow you to speak from this higher conscious awareness, right? Remember, we're always trying to train the spirit and the body and the soul and all the things to access the highest and best possible interpretation of things. By accessing the highest and best interpretation of things, we are dialing into that divine unconditional love and oneness where empathy and compassion flow together. Whoa. Oh, God. Yeah, and then we also have Treasure Island in the unconscious as well. It's just another message of masculine energy, masculines. Everything you desire is on the other side of this vulnerability, is on the other side of this integration of your profound divine inner feminine. This is a random specific message for some of you. It may be time to drop into some sort of breath work or deeper meditation. I'm getting a specific message for divine masculines. Something wants to be brought to you in an altered state of consciousness. And I don't judge how you get into that altered state of consciousness. However, there is a message here about mystical sobriety. If it is difficult for you to alter your conscious naturally, like if you're someone who has turned to, plant medicines or mushrooms or some sort of altered, I don't know, ayahuasca or bufo or any sort of other kind of hallucinogen, you're being called to stay mystically sober. And because if that's difficult for you to access these altered states of consciousness through your regular waking consciousness, then that's exactly where you have to go. I'm saying it nicely, but it's basically like, don't try to alter your consciousness intentionally using external substances. Try to do it naturally through breath work or through even just like a deep meditation. This is such a specific message. It's kind of crazy. There may be a message for you, and some of you may see sacred geometry show up in these altered states of, in these natural altered states of consciousness. Take it as it resonates. That's just what came up. Through this sacred geometry, you will also, I'm looking at this card. The missing puzzle pieces of what you've been ruminating about will show up in this altered state of consciousness. That's just a message for some of you. And then a while back, divine masculines, if I remember, there was a message about sensuality, sexuality, eros, impotence. And that message was also that that blockage or obstacle that some of you may be ruminating about was actually divinely planned. It was almost like your eros was turned off so that you can focus on other things. So don't be so hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up or think you're less of a masculine or less of a human for not being able to perform sensually, sexually, or in some, however you relate to this. Do not beat yourself up. There's a function for this. There's it's like a break, giving your body a break to come into relationship with your life force in a way that is not through the lens of sexuality. What's interesting about this is that this is also in alignment and makes sense that you're integrating your inner feminine, right? Your inner feminine, her eros is through the heart. So there may be something you're being called to access your eros or bring your eros up from the root chakra to the heart chakra and allow your arousal to permeate your entire body and your entire life, your mission, your purpose. Allow all that life force to be the rocket fuel of this new life, a life that is loyal to your heart's deepest desires. Whoa, big message. Okay, what else am I missing here? Oh, I forgot to tell you this. Okay. So over the last couple of readings, we have had this message about buffalo spirit. It keeps coming up. And buffalo, I don't know if you guys have watched the other videos, but buffaloes do not avoid the storm. They quite literally turn into the storm, knowing that on the other side of the storm is safety, is calm, is, um, you know, a more grounded life for themselves. Today, we got the bison buffalo spirit. So, bison, I'm going to read it to you. Bison abundance spirit. Sacred buffalo, cloak me in your wisdom. Keep me warm through the storms of life. Fill my life with goodness. Teach me the way of gratitude and prayer. I just think it's wild that I've been talking about it for 2 days and boom, here it is. I don't even know if I knew that card was in there. And it is interesting that they're covered in white. They're white buffalo, and it says, keep me warm through the storms of life. Followed by butterfly rebirth. You can reinvent yourself, open to the rewards of change. You have brilliance to share with the world. Love every part of your journey. Masculines, you're being called out. This integration of your feminine isn't the death of your masculine. Listen to what I just said. Rewind. Nah, you don't have to. I'll say it again. The integration and birth of your feminine does not mean the death of your masculine. This is so important for you not to have sorrow over this experience. You're not losing anything. You're gaining so much more. This is only net positive, right? You are gaining this whole other body of wisdom. You are gaining this inner union, the sacred Heros Gamos, sacred union, sacred marriage between your inner God and your inner goddess. So do not lament this process. This is the Holy Grail. So there's also something about hey, divine masculines, wake up, wake up that you're only gaining here. You're not losing anything. The only things that you will lose and what needs to be burned in the fires of this transformation. Anything you lose during this period of time is necessary. It's dead weight. It's holding you back. It's holding you down. I'm not saying that's going to be easy. So I want to honor that. I want to honor the transformational journey of this death and rebirth cycle. So honor what comes up for you, masculines, because the death part, if you're losing relationships, if you're losing jobs, if you're, dealing with struggles with karmic partners and children, if you're fighting legal battles in some capacity, these are all things. Remember, human chaos is divine order. You are being redirected. This is a pivot point in your life so that you can access your heart's truest, deepest desires. Wow, I didn't think we were going to go there. Okay, let's see. What do we want to do? Let's get some animal apothecary cards. Anything else for divine masculine spirit? Oh, we have the illusion in reverse. Yeah, I'm waiting because I have a lot to say. It's always funny when I catch myself holding my tongue. I feel like I can't even hold it in. All right, hold on. Okay, and we have it's in you. It actually came out in reverse, so let me be true. Anything else, Spirit, for divine masculines who are so beautifully and diligently showing up for themselves and their feminines? Okay, we have nourishment while waiting. You are what you think, and you're almost there. Whoops, I'm dropping the cards everywhere. Okay. Divine masculines, no one can make these discernments for you. At some point, you have to take action, or else all of that sacred life force will be wasted. All of that energy, all of your soul sparkle, we're going to call it that. Took me a while to come up with that right now. All of your soul sparkle is like a generator, right? It's generating all this energy. If you don't express this energy in an honorable and aligned way, then it will I was about to say you will implode, but that's a little dramatic. There's a message here about it will wreak havoc, right? When we do not honor the truth, when we do not honor these aligned choice points, when we so clearly see the decision and choose a different direction, we betray ourselves. Betrayal is not a joke in the energetic world. It doesn't matter how little or how huge it is. Every time we betray self, we punch holes in our vessel and we start to leak this energy all over the place. So divine masculines, you're being called to this higher integrity, to this higher sincerity. Yeah, okay. We got the self-worth, self-love, self-value, self-respect. Okay, in the unconscious, we have this shake, release, heal, and move on card. So this is my emotional release card, divine masculines. If you've ever thought about like when a deer almost gets hit by a car, they go into that freeze. That's why they call it a deer in headlights. They just freeze, right? And that's a trauma response. They assess, their nervous system assesses danger, and they just freeze. And then what do? They run off into the forest, and then when they're in a place of safety, their whole entire body shakes. It's their nervous system's way of releasing all of that dysregulation, all of that contraction and fear and adrenaline. So you're being called to nurture and take care of these dense emotions that are showing up for you. You can no longer sweep this stuff under the rug, because the message I'm getting is that it's already wreaking havoc on your body, on your actual physical vessel. And we came here to be these beautiful vessels, to vessel different energies here on the planet. And if your vessel is in any way damaged or broken or has holes in it, we're not going to be able to show up and do our soul work as best as we can with a healed vessel. So you can no longer put this off. I don't know what this is for you, but anytime that you feel a blockage, I would do some emotional release. You can shake your body. You can allow your body to tremor. You could do this laying down or standing up. You can, you could jump around. You could do a hand scream or a pillow pounding. You could do some butterfly hugs. You can, if you need something more aggressive, you can go play sports, or you can go lift weights or something. You need to move the body and get this stuff out of you, but when it happens, not 8 months down the road when it's become an insurmountable problem, but when it happens, when the emotion arises, take care of it. Think about it like if you have a child next to you, are you just gonna, if your child is having all the emotions, are you just going to ignore them for 6 months until they work it out? No, you're going to tend to that beautiful sacred child. So treat your inner child the same way. Okay, where are we at with the time? Okay, we're good. Let's get some cosmic journey cards. Anything for divine masculine spirit, anything for divine masculines. Anything we need to know, anything we left untouched. Okay, we have Thus One Journeys to the Stars. And we also have Ask Wonderfully and Receive Graciously. Again, this is bringing up the unconscious belief that the divine is not supporting you. Masculines, I'm going to give you some homework. I want you to develop a prayer, to write yourself a prayer to source, to the quantum field, whoever you pray to Doesn't matter. I don't care if you pray to a tree. None of it matters. I don't care if you pray to yourself, to your higher self. That's a good one as well. I want you to write a prayer that feels good to you. What do you actually authentically need help with? What are you clinging on to? What would you like to see crumble in your world? What is blocking this playful, youthful, precious spirit? What is blocking this devotion and trust in your soul crew, in these divine helpers in the subtle realms? What is blocking this? That's what should be in your prayer. Anything else that we got? We have, you will only see the way by making the way. This one always comes out because it's just true. It's just true. Divine masculines, you have to take another step forward on this path. You're not going to get out of this cyclical thinking, this deep, deep rumination until you just pick a choice. Just make a choice, take one step, and then assess if it's an alignment. You can't, it's like at some point you have to leave the classroom, right? We all can't be students in a classroom forever. At some point we have to take what we've learned and journey out into the world and bump up against life and bump up against reality to see how we handle ourselves, right? Because everything outside of ourselves is a mirror of what's inside of ourselves. So you will only see the way by making the way. All right. Do we want anything else? Let's get a wizard card. Nope. We're getting an Ascension card. Oh, that came right out. We have Hathor Light Codes, Light Immersion, Full System Upgrade, Power Recall. The Power Recall is exactly what I was saying about the vessel. Again, anywhere you are leaking power, eros, energy, thoughts, emotions, feelings, anywhere where you're not tending to those things, you are leaking power. So you call all of the power back to self and plug all of those leaks. We have Karmic Board Clearing. This card keeps coming up. Energetic clearing, rewrite your story, live your truth. Actually, I'm going to put it right over the speak your truth. Anything else for divine masculines? Okay, we have Venusian Galactic Council, Star Being Guides, Answer the Call, Time to Shine. You have so much divine support, masculines. I know this isn't your wheelhouse, but it doesn't mean that you have any less support than the feminines. In the unconscious, you are being rebirthed by the light. What a beautiful reading. I'm going to leave it there, sending you all a lot of love. I hope this was supportive, and I will see you in the next one.